To begin with this TED Talk, I would like to do an exercise. If you please raise your hand in case you're not aware about the amount of food you have wasted today. If you're conscious about not being environmentally friendly. Well, I was expecting that reaction. No one is constantly overthinking about these details. Due to it is not comfortable for us to question ourselves and our actions. It is extremely difficult to change our behaviors when we are not aware about all the food we throw away and when we are not aware about the consequences. But the real and significant question is, how can we start to make a substantial change? Well, here are 3 main points to keep you on track of this environmental crisis. First, we must talk about the causes. In this point, we can stand that being an active consumer is not environmentally friendly. The most common scenario of food wasting occurs in retailers, grocery stores, restaurants, which reject great amounts of perfectly good food. According to the FAO, which stands for Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, the food waste globally sums to 1/3 of the total food produced for human consumption. We're talking about 1.7 billion tons a year. The majority of this impact is due to these food industries because of their restrictive quality standards based on the appearance of the product that they sell, which, as a result, generates this environmental crisis. So, as you can see, being an active consumer is linked to not being environmentally friendly. Secondly, we must refer about the huge consequences that our ecosystem is suffering and the great amount of money that is wasted on the issue. The FAO states that this loss of food resources can be translated into loss and waste of water, land, and money. These factors generate bunches and bunches of gas emissions, such as methane, which directly impacts to global warming and climate change. Also, around $680 billion are wasted in developed countries and around $300 billion in developing countries. If we didn't waste that much on wasted food, our country's budget would increase exponentially, or at least we could invest some money on education, health, or take care on food insecure people. In America, for instance, even when the government invests to feed the double of their actual population, a great percentage of it is food insecure. Around 14% of the food that they invest to produce never gets eaten. As a final point, we must question ourselves. What can be done to reduce food waste impact? Well, have you ever heard that necessity is the mother of invention? Lots of things are being done by activists with the purpose of decrease food waste impact. For instance, a creative and helpful initiative is being done through the laboratory known as the Food Camp. This brilliant invention takes a photo of the food you don't want and posts it on social media in order to another person comes and eats it. The result? Well, at the end of the day, less food is thrown away and people decreases their contribution to the issue. It is quite simple but extremely efficient. This type of actions may make a substantial change to our environment, and we must concentrate on how can we support to this massive ecological crisis. For instance, we must focus on create as little waste as possible, and this means don't overbuy food and keep track about what you really need. Also, we must learn to make ourselves aware about the food we throw away and try to reduce it. Find ecological manners to do our daily basis activities will help you to make a change on food wasting and also will make a great contribution to your pocket. You are able to reduce your carbon footprint, and remember that the most environmentally friendly product is the one you didn't buy. Thank you so much for listening to this TED Talk.